Hi there. So we've had a few people ask us some more questions about the MIDI controller and how that works with tuning the game. And obviously a lot of people thinking that the MIDI controller just sort of tunes audio and stuff. So I wanted to just have a quick little run through about some of the stuff that it does tune and the stuff besides audio, and just to give you a bit of an idea about what it does and why we use it. Alright, so bring the camera over here and zoom in a little bit. You can see that?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I'll just show you this first. So as you can see here, I've got up on screen the MIDI controller in the game, and then the controller itself here is representing the same positions on the dials. Now, we've got a number of things that we can affect. So you can see up here on the top left, we've got audio, so we obviously can tune some audio levels in that. So you've got things like engine and boost and music and skid and all that sort of stuff, environment. Now if you push these, zoom back a little bit, you can see, okay. If you push these sys up, sys down buttons here, you can switch between all the different things that you can tune in the game. I'll just start with the physics material as an example. So again, you can see here with physics materials, it's starting on the ice material. So all different kinds of things that you can tune with the ice, like the way it feels with bumpiness, with slidiness, all that sort of stuff, how much friction it has. We've got these page up, page down buttons. So with these buttons, you can click, see it's on ice, you can click down, and it goes through the snow, ripple strip, asphalt, etc. Right? So now, as you're driving in game, the cool thing here is you can sort of see if I change the bump scale, you can change that on this MIDI dial, and it changes in game live, right? So I can set a new setting on that, and then I can use this slider to slide between, like when it's down, it's using what's already just in data in the game, or when it's up, it's using what's currently on the dial. So it's a really cool way to sort of drive, put it back down, sort of drive it with the current settings, and then flick the switch up and just sort of see how it feels, or even find like some kind of middle ground, and that way you can really tune sort of all the blends in between. We've got some visual effects here. This is the way the ability effect looks on track when you're using your abilities. Now this is the Kaira Kuna, one of our sort of lead car models. So I'll flick down so you can see we've got our tyre settings. So this is where you can, you would have seen in the video before, you can change the radius of the tyre, so you can be driving the vehicle and changing the radius. You can change the tyre pressure, tyre width, make them thick, make them thin, and then you can drive that. And as I said before, you can just sort of drive, see how it feels to your previous setting, put it back to your new setting, and then try a few of those things in between. Alright, cool. So what I wanted to show you guys, for those that don't do sort of game dev or aren't sort of more familiar with it, what I'll show you, just to sort of show you how handy this really is. So if you zoom in, or we can cut the camera, I guess. So this is an example of kind of how you tune a game. So in here we've got some of the numbers behind the energy recovery, some of like the sort of RTS elements. So I'll just grab the mouse here. So an example of sector upgrade. So when you get a sector, what sort of energy does it give you? How fast does it give it to you? When you do a vehicle upgrade, how much does it cost for the different stages? What kind of torque multiplier does it get? All that sort of stuff. So the normal case with the game is you have to go through and change all of those numbers like one by one, and you might go through and change 20 or 30 numbers to get a new setting that you think might be cool. But then what happens is you're playing that and you don't always know if it's as cool as what you had before, right? So then if you want to go back to what you had before, you have to go through back through and change all of those numbers again back to what they were, and then play it and then try to compare and sort of mentally remember if that was more fun than what you had. So with this example, all of these numbers that are in here in the lure file, that's what's kind of on the sort of the fader down. So when it's down there, you've got all those numbers. So then when you're tuning it, you turn those dials to set all of your new numbers, which means that you've basically got like two kind of lure files that are live at one time. And so as I was saying, when you go down to the 0 at the bottom of the fader there, it's what's in the game state at the moment, and then, or in sort of saved lure game state. And then when you put it back up to the 1 at the top of the slider there, then it's kind of just the MIDI dial state. So that means you can be playing the game, put back to the sort of the game save state, put the slider up, try out your new settings again, and then, as I said, like slide it down between to find out those middle settings, which I actually found like it's handy in a lot of places, but I found it really handy when I was tuning the airtime stuff. So when the car's doing its jumps, we're simulating aerophysics over the vehicle, and we're changing the spoilers and such to sort of adjust the vehicle as you're flying. So even just like little kind of increments, like when you use the rudder to turn right, it would pull on the front of the spoilers, which would just tip the vehicle over. So I had to do all these kind of like mixed values to get the spoilers to kind of tilt the vehicle, so if it's sort of yawing, it will sort of pitch a little bit up and sort of roll the vehicle a little bit to kind of stop it from pitching over. So that was really handy to be able to do that and do it at different speeds, and then tune that with the dial to get those little increments. So yeah, anyway, there's my whatever it is, 5 minute, 7 minute run through, blast through of the MIDI controls. Hope it makes sense now.